Welcome to our annual bursary campaign 2021, this year done by way of video. My name is Ted Harris. I'm blessed to be the principal of Smithville Christian High School. You are about to see some fast-paced and beautiful reflections from a few of our teachers and parents and students and alumni. I know that as you watch the video, you will become better connected to what's happening at Smithville Christian High School. And I hope you'll get a really strong sense of what we do here to enable the flourishing of teens. I'll come back at the end to give you a few more details about what's going on in our bursary program, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to listen to some others. So I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy.
My name's Christine Buys, and my husband and I have 4 kids. Our first oldest daughter graduated last year. Our next 2 children are here at Smithville in grade 9 and 11. And we have one more coming up in grade 7. I would describe this school as a really supportive, loving Christian community. Really warmly welcoming and inclusive, and just quickly makes you feel at home and part of the school. I just remember coming to help out at Grandparents' Day and just getting to know some of the other parents and seeing our kids engaging, even if I came for chapel, and just being approached by teachers or other staff, and just really being made to feel part of the community. It's big enough to provide opportunity for many different things, but small enough to still feel or provide a safe place for our kids to learn and grow.
My name is Pete Wieringa, and I'm currently a parent. Our youngest child of 6 is in grade 12, and we have 4 grown children who have come through the school, and we've got 15 grandchildren. I feel like we got this long-standing connection with Smithville High School. I love sharing our experience, what it's done for us, the blessing it's been for us and our family. I think what we love most about Smithville Christian High is the right size it is. It's large enough to kind of give it the well-rounded programs and some of those extra things that really make for a solid and good school experience, yet small enough that I'm not concerned about my child falling through the cracks. She sort of, the teachers, the educators, the staff here, her peer group know her by name, and that matters a lot to us as parents, for sure.
My name is Sophia Bradbury. My new last name is Waskowicz, and I graduated in 2016. I would describe Smithville Christian as a community of believers who love each other and love God and want to grow with each other towards serving the people outside of their walls. I really loved our chapels. I think that chapel time is something that really draws the community together and allows us to learn about God together and to worship Him.
I'm Scott Antonitis, and I am one of the science teachers here. I like working at Smithville Christian. It's because it's a fun place to work. I find it a caring, Christ-centered environment. It's also a small school where teachers can, frankly, know every single student, and I enjoy that kind of environment.
My name is Gina Van Indua. I teach food and nutrition and grade 9 geography. I like working at Smithville Christian because I get to bring my passions and creativity and energy to a variety of classes around the building, outside of the building, and into our community. Those are my favorite things.
My name is Tim Sellis. I teach English. I have never worked at a place where I feel such a strong connection with my colleagues. I feel like there's a sense of community and camaraderie, and I think that translates to the way that we interact with students as well. I love smaller class sizes.
I love coming to work every day because it feels like a family. The staff just rally around each other, and then that impacts the way that you treat kids, and the staff interacts with students. And so it's just a great place to come every single day. And I love this community because it's just so unfolding of everybody. I just know that when I first came here, I just felt so welcomed, and it makes me want to welcome people the same way.
When I tell my friends or my family even about Smithville Christian, I think the thing that I think about most is just how wonderful the staff were. Like, I really loved the teachers here, and just how much that they cared for their students. Their hearts were always fully in their work, and they came here wanting to serve every day, and I felt that love, and I was really blessed by the staff. So
My students inspire me. I say that to a number of people who ask me, 14-year-olds, what are you doing? But the energy that I collect every day and the new ways of communicating with one another, I am a better person because I get to go here every day to hang out with these really cool kids that have awesome stories, but also are challenging themselves to be those next leaders that we really need in our community for tomorrow.
When I'm teaching, I try to remember that the student has a lot of things going on, that when they come into my classroom, my class is really just one small part of their day and of their life. They come in with their own family history, their own moods and fears and anticipations, and with that in mind, I don't try to mold every single student to exactly the outcome that I want, but I try to figure out what are their God-given gifts, and I try to really help them discover and develop those gifts for service in God's kingdom.
I think in my work with students, I try to make sure that I spend enough time with them one-on-one to really get to know their interests and also their gifts. So I really feel that it's my calling as a Christian high school teacher to help students discern God's calling on their life and to then equip them with the skills that they need to really wholeheartedly pursue that.
I experience joy here at Smithville mostly when I'm hanging out with students and you forget that you're actually at work, whether it's just playing sports in the gym at lunch or after school activities or field trips or deep conversations in class, when you're just being with students and you totally forget that you're actually doing your job. You're just being there present with them.
I love being able to just get in front of a room of students and be myself and tell dumb jokes and have them roll their eyes and play word games with them. When I'm trying to plan a lesson, I'm most often start by making sure that I'm excited about the material. Because I know that if I'm excited about the material, they're going to invest it in way more quickly. And then I also try to make sure that I'm always planning lessons where students have a chance to get up and move around. And I know that at that age I had a terrible time sitting still, so I just try to make sure my students have chances to move around and change scenery too.
My greatest moments of satisfaction when I am not the teacher, when there are students who step up because they've listened or they're brave to try and they're willing to be wrong, but they know that the rest of us learn much better when there's a oops moment, and the aha moments happen independently within just a short amount of time. And it is fun to see how we arrive at that, generally within 60 minutes, and something new every day.
When I'm planning lessons, I try to put myself in students' shoes. So what would they like to do and how would they learn a lesson best? I don't want to waste their time, so I try to create exciting lessons that honor their time, that are actually fun for me to deliver. For example, we're studying ecosystems right now, so we do a little bit of theory in the classroom and then we actually go outside and build an ecosystem. We're restoring part of the school grounds and turning it back into a native and natural ecosystems.
I think that the biggest thing that inspires me, I had it just this week where we watched a film together as a class and we'd been reading some kind of academic theory on how Christians should engage with art. And then to see my students actually taking the theory that we had been reading and applying it to a film that we'd watch in really deep, meaningful ways that gave me new insight into the film. That was really exciting to me, to see it clicking for them and them having these aha moments of what it means to be a Christian, but also to engage with the wider culture.
I get a lot of satisfaction when I see a student have those aha moments, when they develop their own curiosity and really start to drive their own learning, right? When they answer their own questions, and then I turn into more of an advisor and I coach them along rather than pushing them just to do well on a next test.
I'm inspired by the people I get to work with every day. When I walk through the front door, the stories are spewing, and I get to hear what my colleagues are up to in their classrooms, how they relate to their students, the ones that we share, and the lesson plans they're working on when we get to weave it together.
I experience joy in my work when I see students begin to discover their gifts, when they start to realize, hey, I'm good at this, and they slowly become more confident in who they are, and they start to realize, slowly realize their calling, frankly, for what they're meant to do on earth. When they ask good, challenging questions, and you can tell they're deeply thinking about their faith and changing the way they think about God. And when they just are becoming more kind and more Christ-like and exuding the fruits of the Spirit, right? Do they exude love, joy, peace, patience? That's when I know that they're growing in their faith. I've been thinking a lot about the idea of success lately. And I like to think of success as not just doing well on a test, but also realizing that part of life, a big part of life, is about serving others. And education is a tool to do that. Education is equipping them to serve others, to go in the kingdom and serve.
Joy is when students become incredibly sensitive to one another's spaces and places in terms of their heart and their mental health, so that they forego sometimes the academic stuff because this is more important. Community is way more important, yet community, when that is connected, the learning is so much more natural, and the absorption by the end of the day is at a higher place where we raise that bar together.
One of the things that I'm excited about this year in terms of community is that as staff, as teachers, we're really trying hard to redevelop community this year. We're all just brainstorming ways to get students involved, just give them something to do outside of class time. Like right now, right across the hall, there's the gaming club going on right now, and there's 20 students with laptops set up playing games together. I'm starting a Friday lunchtime jam band where people will just get together and play instruments, and maybe they didn't try out for the praise team, but they want to play music with people. So all the sports are starting back up, but in addition to those things, just ways for students to connect and find belonging.
I'm Aaliyah. I go to Smithville Christian, and I enjoy the fact that we're so involved with our extracurricular activities. And I love just being on the teams and how encouraging everyone is.
I'm Lauren, and the thing that I like about Smithville Christian High School is the community. Both students and teachers, it's just a welcoming place, and everyone just always seems so nice and just willing to be able to talk to you and help you when you need it. The teachers are helpful whenever you have a question about something, even if it's not schoolwork related, something about the school, any teacher will be willing to help you. They always are looking to bring out the best in students.
Hi, I'm Jaden. I really like Smithville Christian High because there's a great community here. You can basically talk to anyone you want, and there's lots of extracurricular activities that you can do and be a part of. And the teachers are great as well because you can ask them any questions and they're always willing to help you. No matter what time it is, you can log on to Edsby and ask them a question, and most of them will answer pretty much right away.
Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm glad to be at Smithville Christian because of the welcoming environment. Every morning when we show up to school, the teachers are smiling and they greet you with a good morning, so you just feel welcome in the school and it's a positive environment.
Hi, I'm Ella, and I like Smithville Christian because I'm able to worship God every Wednesday at chapel and praise team. I think it helps me connect to God and also share my ability to sing with others and help them connect with God as well. We are able to express our faith a lot more and talk with teachers in small groups, and I feel like it just continues throughout the rest of the year.
My name is Corrine. Hello, and I have 3 children who all have or do attend Christian High School. My oldest has graduated, and I now have 2 here in grade 9 and grade 11. I love truly everything about it. The community, most of all. It's like extended family here, not just in my kids' friend circles, but in their teachers and in the administration and all the staff here. I think it's amazing that as a parent, I can address staff on a first name basis and know who everybody is. I think it's amazing that my kids' teachers know a little bit more about their lives than just what their first name is and how well they're doing in their class. And really, throughout my kids' education in Christian education, my favorite thing by far has been the investment that their teachers make into their lives, more than anything. Yeah.
I feel like the teachers and staff and administrators here all really care for the person, like not just the student, you know? They see past the attitude and the academics or whatever, and just are able to see our kids as children of God. And I just think that just kind of takes out all the other, it just levels the playing field and makes everyone be able to be equally part of community. I guess one thing I'm really thankful for with Smithville is that it's a Christian community, but it's not a bubble. It's a safe place, but it's a place that teachers and staff aren't afraid to ask questions or engage in what's going on in culture, and to challenge our kids to think critically what it means to be a Christian in this culture. So that's something that I have really valued and continue to.
Christian education is one of those very special things that special ways for us to just instill God's love.
I'm just so thankful for the Christian foundation that is underlying everything, and they see the example of the staff and the community around to learn how to be servants of Christ, you know, to be in the world but not of it. And I think this really engages and gives our kids that foundation to go forward as lights.
I think that in every class and in every teacher and staff member here, I really learned how God is supposed to be the focus in everything that we do, and that our aim in life is to look like Jesus Christ. Going into life, like being able to have that same passion, loving people in what I'm doing and reflecting Christ. I think that's a big thing that I learned when I was here.
Christian education is valuable because it's our life. It's what we base the decisions we make. Our faith should impact every decision we make in our lives. It should impact how we view the world, not just in mathematics. I mean, we can go to any school and learn 2 + 2 = 4, but when we recognize God in creation and God in science and math and in the order of things, it makes our faith so much more real, and we can rely on it. It solidifies it. I am so glad that when they have questions, that they're going to someone who's going to reinforce for them what they've grown up to believe, which is that God is creator and he's the only one worthy of our praise and glory, and he impacts everything. So if they're talking to me, or they're talking to a teacher, or they're talking to a friend, they're all coming from the same worldview, the same foundation, which is that Christ died for us. He loves us. When I think about the donors, I think, wow, they don't even know who I am or how they've impacted my family. But it's been huge, and I wish I could meet each person who has donated and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Our lives, my kids' lives, have been impacted hugely by that donation, that investment, that contribution. It's something I hope someday I'm able to pay forward and do for another family. And for now, all I can think is I'm amazed that these families out there are contributing. Not just, they probably have children that go here or have had children that go here, grandchildren. So I'm sure they're already in supportive roles, and yet they choose to support beyond. And that's amazing. And I am blessed beyond belief with that. It was hard to ask, definitely. But I was also in a position where, as a new believer, when I asked about originally about assistance with tuition, I was very, very humble, and I knew who I was, what I didn't have, and I was especially astounded by God's grace in my life, because it was just quite recently made very evident to me. And so I thought, why not? I'm definitely not going to get it if I don't ask. And if I do ask, you never know what God can do with that.
Thank you so much for being connected to our annual bursary campaign. In a typical year, 3 out of every 10 students in our school would not be here were it not for the support of those who endow our bursary campaign. It allows us to have these students in our building. We would be such a different place without those 3 out of every 10 students. Families receive this support based on the extent of their need. Bursary allocations range from smaller to larger amounts based on the specific financial situation of every family. In this video, you heard just a glimpse of the gratitude that these families have. And I am blessed to hear so much more of this gratitude. Families are so grateful for the support that you and others in our support community give to allow this bursary campaign to do what it does. I also get to hear from those who support the campaign by giving to it. So many of our donors express gratitude that they're able to and positioned to be able to bless families so that they can have a Christian education. And I want to let you know that there are a number of families who support our bursary program who themselves were recipients of bursary support while they were parenting their kids through their high school years. So what a joy it is to see those families, out of their gratitude, pay it forward to families now that can be blessed by their support now that they're in a position to do that. So I invite you to join us as together we build our bursary fund for next school year. This is something that we are blessed to be able to do to allow families that need financial assistance to access a Christian high school education for their children. It is something we do together to invest in the kingdom of God. Thank you so much for your involvement. God bless.